But what's really good about this one isn't the first sentence, it's the next one. In such games, it is unrealistic to assume that every player knows all the other players in the game. Instead, a more realistic model should admit some uncertainty about the number of players in the game. What's that sentence doing there? Is it describing? You could say it's describing, but what is it describing?
That they go from unrealistic to realistic cases.
What's it describing? This is a trick question. What is it describing? He says, it is unrealistic to assume that every players know all the other players in the game.
People that do that.
Pardon me?
There are people that do that.
There are people who do that. There are people who assume exactly that. Who are these people?
Other academics.
His readers. You know what academic papers mostly do? They look their readers in the eye and say, I know what you think, and you're wrong. You know what Roger's just done in this sentence? He said, hey, readers of the Journal of Economic Theory, I know what you think, and it's unrealistic, which is polite term for what? You're wrong. Worse, you're generating bad ideas and models because you're wrong in what you're assuming. You shouldn't assume it anymore. Stop assuming it. This is not, as it were, about the world. This is about his readers. He's describing his readers. He's saying to them, hey, readers, this question you actually don't have, but you ought to have. Can you see how that creates the value for his work? And it's, forgive me, but it's not just a matter of interesting. Some people say, well, it's more interesting if you're confrontational. It's not just interesting. Believe me, there's a lot of people who don't like confrontation and they don't want to argue. But when an academic's professional job is to be right about this stuff, and somebody looks him in the eye and says, hey, it's your job to be right about this, and you say, yeah, it is, and you're wrong, you have to listen. It's like going to medical doctors and saying to medical doctors, hey, medical doctors, you're treating this disease with this drug, right? Doctor says, yes. Stop! You're killing people! You got to pay attention to that. Value. He's creating value. That's what he's doing for specific readers, right? This notion, oh my God, people get told, okay, when you go outside the academy, you should write as though you're writing to sixth graders. Oh my God, don't! You know who you have to write to? Your readers. And you know what you have to know about them? What they value. Do not write to sixth graders. Your job is not to reveal your head. Your job is to change their heads. You need to know what they think, and you crucially need to know what they value. So, we'll come back to the New York Times one. Go down to the third one.